place in IDP camps. Villages have been taken over. Churches have been burned and destroyed. It is time to make the law that will have the U.S. help to end this. Already, we want to thank the United States Congress, which has already introduced the bill. Special shout out to Congressman Riley Moore, Chris Smith of New Jersey, and all others who have been speaking up. But now that the bill is before Congress, we want more co-signers to join the bill. So you're just joining us. This is a rally for the passage of the bill 457. Pass the bill. Pass the bill. On this flyer you're looking at right now, this placard says, pass bill HR 7457. Act now. 125,000 has been killed, 11 million displaced.
Mr. Omoye, you mentioned that there are hundreds of people in hostage camps in Nigeria. What is the case that has been reported by Trick Nigeria is that there are at least 1,400 people at any one time in several, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 hostage camps in the Middle Belt. In southern Kaduna, there are at least 2 big hostage camps in Rajana, which is 25 miles south of Kaduna City. There's a network of camps where there are hundreds of people, maybe 800 people there. Mr. Omoye, you mentioned that there are hundreds of people in hostage camps in Nigeria. What is the case that has been reported by Trick Nigeria is that there are at least 1,400 people at any one time in several, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 hostage camps in the Middle Belt. In southern Kaduna, there are at least 2 big hostage camps in Rajana, which is 25 miles south of Kaduna City. There's a network of camps where there are hundreds of people, maybe 800 people there. Mr. Omoye, you mentioned that there are hundreds of people in hostage camps in Nigeria. What is the case that has been reported by Trick Nigeria is that there are at least 1,400 people at any one time in several, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 hostage camps in the Middle Belt. In southern Kaduna, there are at least 2 big hostage camps in Rajana, which is 25 miles south of Kaduna City. There's a network of camps where there are hundreds of people, maybe 800 people there. Mr. Omoye, you mentioned that there are...
That tells you that the U.S. started with us, but they didn't take out the leadership of Nigeria. They gave Nigeria a long group to repair itself. The next country was Venezuela. They went in and took out the president. The next country was Iran. They went in, they took out the president. So we're challenging Nigeria. The U.S. now has a bill. And one of the aspects of the bill is that they will co-fund projects with Nigeria to address our situation. Read the bill. That tells you that the U.S. started with us, but they didn't take out the leadership of Nigeria. They gave Nigeria a long group to repair itself. The next country was Venezuela. They went in and took out the president. The next country was Iran. They went in, they took out the president. So we're challenging Nigeria. The U.S. now has a bill. And one of the aspects of the bill is that they will co-fund projects with Nigeria to address our situation. Read the bill. That tells you that the U.S. started with us.
The Bible says, because of lack of knowledge, my people are perishing. And the Nigerian government wants to Islamize Nigeria. And that's not freedom. We are fighting here in America for the freedom of Nigeria. Today, just yesterday, Ayatollah Khomeini was removed from power that have for 47 years in power. So I just thank God that President Trump is doing what he has to do to see that the world has peace. We want peace to reign in the world. We don't want Nigeria to be Islamized. Nigerian government is all about Islamization. And we're gonna fight. There's a bill that is in the House right now to be passed. With this bill, things will change. We will have freedom. We will move like the rest of the world. We can't just live like this. We can't just be brutal and butchered like animals just for the sake of Islamization. We can't be like Rwanda.
Just fasting, it has been on social media. They say if they finish just fasting, they will come for us. And we are going to be ready for them. Already they have brought machineries from Sokoto. They are doing their fasting here. From Zamfara. The insurgents that are receiving heat, they have arrived Plateau. The day before yesterday, I managed to borrow 9 people. The 3 people that I say we are the one that removed their head. It's a lie. They're framing up. I have friends among the Fulanis. It's a fight between Fulani and Fulani youth. And they blackmail us that we are the one that caused it. I was challenging the Fulani. Where is the chairman, Miyati Allah, of Barkeladi local government that was killed last year? Where is he? Who killed him? Iruga. It is the Fulani that kills him. None of them spoke about the killing of the chairman. The chairman of Miyati Allah. A friend of mine, Muhammad. We attend meeting together. We work out how to bring peace in Bakiladi, and we succeeded. And some of them were not happy. The issue of cattle rustling was stopped. Killing either the Fulani or the Biram was stopped. And they think they can deceive the world with forceful propaganda that the Biram people kill their people. Let them produce who killed the chairman, Miyati Allah, and his family are reckoning up to date. They are going to take revenge. The military knows. A Fulani man doesn't forgive like that. The family of former chairman of Miyati Allah, they are waiting to fight back. And they know those that did that among them. The thing we don't know what is happening. We have informers among them. And now if they want to cause war, they will start by killing themselves. Because they know we don't have the spirit of killing them. We don't have that spirit. Because they are hungry of blood. They will start by killing themselves and say it's reprisal. They will say it's reprisal. After causing damage for us in Doganawa, nemesis catch up with them. They were guilty. They don't feel like to stay. They relocate to Pauchi Marabangumo, to Misali. It is from there they are coming to kill us in the state. Because of guilt. And they are saying that they are doing reprisal. We refuse to be Islamic. We will never bow down to Allah. Allah is a demon. That is why when Allah wants to suck blood, He tells his members, chant Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, before they embark on killings, so that Allah will suck blood We have never visited Uruga, and we will never. Because our faith in Jesus doesn't give us the power to go and kill. But our faith in Christ gives us the power to preserve, to do the work of the sword. The problem of Nigeria started since the day Lord Frederick Lugard amalgamated the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate to become one. If it takes life, that life
Did you guys hear that? Greetings, everyone. This is APC Security Committee member Adekunle threatening violence ahead of Nigerian students' NANS election. Says even if it costs people's lives, Opiano will emerge. This is at the student level. They don't care about life. There are a couple of protests happening in Nigeria. Now, this is Akure Owo Expressway. They are protesting the unaliving of a farmer by bandits. This is what Bishop Onaye said. Ribadu is so incompetent that when religious leaders raised insecurity issue at Aso Villa, he began speaking about progress under Tinubu and how safe Nigeria is. Gaslighting 101. Now, some people are in some of us are in Washington. They've been in Washington all along since December, back and forth. They are meeting with representatives to talk about the Nigerian HR Bill 7457. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Please go and do your research and support that bill. Okay? Now, let's listen to, so he's talking to one of the representatives here. His name is Jonathan Jackson. He's the son of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. Okay? This was March 2nd. This happened yesterday. So the video I showed you with protesters in Washington, D.C., that was yesterday.
So this bill is pushed forward by Representative Chris Smith and Rylan Moore. And it's about the Nigerian Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2096. The reason is Nigeria over the past 10 years have had 11 million Christians and non-Christians also displaced by radical Islamic terror, and they destroyed 19,100 churches. Up to 125,000 people have been killed. And the numbers actually high, but very high, up to 125,000. So we feel now that there is a bill to hold on to, this bill is proposing to get U.S. help so that the government deal with the terror going on. Because as we speak, people are still being attacked. And even while the churches and services, I was telling this one, there's about 250 Catholic Christians have been killed. And the situation this bill tries to stop is to go after the sponsors. And this bill is very important to save lives. So we wanted the Congress members to please consider co-sponsoring this bill as it can take bipartisan bill because it brought 11 million people in refugee camps as we speak. This bill will be conducted. This bill also has to address the welfare needs. So we want to give Congressman please co-sponsor this bill. That way we're going to pay. So there's two reasons: the commissary for the laws and also the appeal for joining this bill. Riley Moore and that society have kind of done their the beginning by bringing the bill forward, but now we need it to pass because every day it doesn't pass, more people are being killed in Nigeria.
Right.
Okay, so people are doing the work on the ground. So everybody need to show workings, not be to do cho. By the way, ADC registration is ongoing. Okay, since Tinubu removed INEC removing direct primary, Atiku no fit use plenty dollar buy delegates again. So what does this mean? It's now direct primaries. So everybody need to flood ADC like bees. Your vote is important. Now your vote now go determine who go emerge. Okay? Okay. If you want to know how to register, I already shared it on my post.
To behave, you see where I did now. I did my upstairs. You hear me? So see the view. You see, now today be the very first day when I don't watch video from starting to the end. I no fast forward down. Really, King Mishi and Sheikh Tinubu, they be one your silent VDM. Use them as a scapegoat. Believe me or not, for Nigeria to move forward, we need to vote Tinubu out of power at Okam. We need to vote all those APC, all those old men out of power. These old men are bad motivation to us. Even Jonathan self open mouth talk and self say, even in a bad head, we no vote him for power. For this country to move forward, we need to behave like these NEPA people. Yes, without a revolution, we no fit work. We don't need old men again. We don't need them. Imagine, VDM, they want your silence that boy destiny. They want your bad VDM before, with brain. They want your arrest them. King Michigan, God go punish your life. It will be very useless than you really be. So your life into all say all your secret about blingy VDM that no work. You be first of all, Nigeria, you watch and hear where you know that say we don't need people that are for power again. We hear them. All these old men, they be evil people, they are just there for their children, benefit. Yeah. I want VDM below the shirt, yes. VDM, God will protect you. The hand of the enemy not go meet me. There's no meet you.
Address old people like me, because we are spent already. Either you vote for the young Nigerians to be relevant in the Nigerian political history, or you vote for you to be irrelevant. They want to take us to the old days where nobody sees voters' cards, but results were announced. Nigeria must move forward. Nigeria is for the youth. Nigeria is not for old people like us. The youth must redefine this country. The young generation must redefine this country. We must take this country to where we want to go. Nobody can push us backward. The past is past. They have led us backward and backward. In fact, when we are born, we were told that at independence, Nigeria, Brazil, Malaysia, Indonesia, and even India, but we are all at the same level. That is what we are told when I was in secondary school. That is what we are told when I was in the university. Now all those countries have left us behind, and some people want to take us backward. Do you want to go backward? Nigerian youth, do you want to go backward? If they have succeeded in fighting corruption, corruption wouldn't have been with us today. If somebody tells you that the best way to fight corruption is to come and arrest your uncle and father and see on television and dump him, you don't stop corruption. But you must set up institutions, strengthen them to prevent people from even touching the money. So immediately I suspect your uncle, I can just create him and throw him to Kirikiri. Is that the way to stop corruption? Immediately I suspect you that you have done something wrong, I just ask police army catch you and throw you into jail. Is that the country you want? No. You must vote for your liberation. You must vote for your development. You must vote to take Nigeria to the moon. You cannot vote to take Nigeria backward. Leave us who are half dead.
Okay, let me read this for you. This is from A.O. Yusuf for Truth and Integrity. Special appreciation to Sheyi Tinubu. And then in brackets he puts, please type thank you Sheyi before reading. Considering the massive killing in northern Nigeria, it has been reported that there is a shortage of mats for the Muslims to lay the corpses of their loved ones. This prompted the son of the traveling president to donate mats to these families and mosques as the killing continues, to avail them with enough mats for prayer before burial. It is alleged that he will donate diggers and shovels soon. The picture is self-explanatory. No need to even bother.
Yes.
What are you doing as a public figure?
My brother, what can I do for anybody? Even my own children and grandchildren, can I force them to do so? My brother, just give me 10,000 youths. I will lead. We take our country back. The Egyptian we see today, we shall see them. We park our cars here, off engine, remove key, go to our house and relax. Once they come home, they will call for negotiation. So we define our tomorrow. Look at how can we be rich? And we have 130 million youth. I just told you I went to a nursery, bought mahogany. My tree is somewhere here. You look at anything that have wood here. We have everything. Why are we not converting it? We have chicken, we have turkey, we have pepper, we have tomato, we have onion. We have say the chef doesn't know how to cook. The chef on the worker. Is it normal to kill someone in a country 170 per day, kidnap, gone? Those are the ones that come to social media. Some they don't even you don't even know about it. And the youth are quiet. And we still they use perfume. We still they do agada. That means they are dead youths because they've taken their glory away. I went to public school. Those days still bad. But now it's worse. Go to hospital. Doctor, nurses, 84-day strike. And the people, your oppressor, will carry plane to go and take medical, they don't come back. And you are still looking. You are dead. But unfortunately, I was able to change my own sperm to European compliance. So my seed, if I born here in Usetu, the baby is British. I was able to change that. If not, it would have been growing here. Mosquitoes would have been killing them. Snakes would have been killing them. Thanks. Good afternoon.
So, I listened to you, although I came late. You said the youths are dead.
Yes, sir.
And you need about 10,000 youths.
Yes.
The 10,000 dead youths that is about to come out to assist in this movement, what is the guaranteed safety for them? Because we know that the justice system doesn't favor us at all. So let's assume with the example you gave, you park the 10,000 youth park their cars. If the government come and climb their cars, they should start afresh. What is the guaranteed safety for them?
He's dead on arrival. Because you said, what can you use? What if you want to assist? Assist who? Assist me? I'm a global citizen. I don't need assistance. And my children and grandchildren, as I said, they are broke. So I'm the last generation of this mess. They will just be saying, our father. So I've earned the mess for my own. If boss don't come, they don't get another. Like, but what can you do to assist yourself? That's the question supposed to be. What can we do to assist ourselves? My brother, where you see 10,000, okay, don't give me 10,000, give me 5,000. I'll leave. I don't enjoy. I don't get here. My chick picking don't they come. I'll leave. Let us just march to judiciary here, Kekere in office. Say this is temple of justice. This temple of justice is corrupt. We want you to overwhelm it. And we sit there for 7 days. My brother, before you know it, even Donald Trump, UK, everybody will say, don't touch them. They are asking for their rights. Look at Kenya. They have 24 hours lights. Their rules. the area is more nicer than Nigeria. And they are still asking for more up till today. Look at France. There was protest in France last week. They're still asking for more. You that you didn't get nothing, you are still quiet. And you say, what can you do to assist me? Now you need it.
If you want to register at ADC, go to adcregistration.ng. adcregistration.ng. Okay? Wanna listen to this woman.
One Christian driven by God will make a post on his or her page exposing a celebrity such as this one in Nigeria by the name of Simi. Go look her up on the internet. Her tweets match Chrissy Teigen's perfectly. The big famous artist in Nigeria have captured her tweets. She's talking about how exciting it is at her big age to be in bed with a 16-year-old. I didn't know a 16-year-old could go that long. Amazing. Her mother runs a daycare. She's tweeting about the daycare kids, how she just loves to hold them close, and then tweeting about a 4-year-old that she says, I think he's ready because he keeps leaning into me to put his lips on mine. Should I? Chrissy Teigen is everywhere. She doesn't have to be whatever the hell that mongrel is. She doesn't have to be mixed. She doesn't have to be white. 13 and 14-year-old boys are the new hot things for the teacher ladies of America to sleep with. Every woman is interested in what a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old can do. Every woman is out there, thirst trapping. She wants to be some young boy's first. And society forgetting that opens the floodgates to uncontrollable lust that will one day rape somebody. And then his ID card will say things happen. But the first thing that happened to him was his high school teacher. Couldn't get a real man, so decided to look for validation among the boys. Chrissy Teigen is in Nigeria right now, one of the biggest artists in that country. A Christian, convicted of God, puts up the tweets. Everybody gathers to talk her down, of course, because why should we support a person who is exposing the life that she came from, why she left that industry before she could go far? Then the comment section of Nigeria, just because you failed, don't hate others who have made it. Nigeria, you're disgusting. You shame yourself. The biggest collection of Israel anywhere. You're disgusting. The things that you tolerate. It's all in the midst of your politicians. It's all in the midst of the rich. All of this is in the prophecy that I have coming up. South Africa, the same. Don't you know, as they say in the Proverbs, not Bible Proverbs, just general Proverbs from somewhere, that the fish rots from the head? Don't you know about the spiritual transfers that take place? When the people that sit at the very top, the so-called highest upper echelon of society, are worshiping other gods, bowing down to gods in the sea, in America, bowing down to Moloch, and making endless child sacrifices, don't you know that heinous and filthy anointing will flow down from the head until it gets down to the lowest hem of the garment, until some father that hardly has any money in his pocket starts looking at his 1-year-old baby, and the entire baby, the head of the baby, the chubby arms, the playfulness, all of that converges simply upon the genitals, because the demon in that man that has come spiritually down the lineage from the top, sent down from Lucifer, son of the morning, into a populace that has no church that can do anything worth anything. The whole baby just becomes the genitals, the little vagina, the little penis that cannot do anything but pee. Parent starts thinking, what if I? Then when God cuts your life short, your whole mentally unstable family will be crying, he was so young, I just don't get it. God gets it. God gets it. I just rebuked some people on that Nigerian page. I don't care what they have to say. I was triggered. I was seeing Americans all over again. I was triggered as someone exposing what goes on at the high level and how rapidly the majority of the comment section rallied to support their Beyonce. It was disgusting to me, abhorrent. I was triggered. I never comment on social media. I had to say something. God is not cheap. That blood, that cross, it wasn't cheap.
This is a fallout from what happened, what they said Simi did. I haven't really followed the story, but it's been trending. It's a shame. But what she said is quite telling. The rot from the top, the head of the fish. Are we not seeing it play out? We are seeing it play out. Nigeria is at the bottom. Yeah? Make una listen.
Insurgents who were killed, there was evidence. Because insurgents who were killed, their telephones were probed, and they were in contact with security officers while they were operating. That is to show we have accomplices within the security forces. And that is why when people are being attacked, some instruction will come from above, whoever it would be, to ensure that these people receive the worst kind of treatment before the security forces would come. The people who are sponsoring insurgency in Nigeria didn't just wake up and then became insurgents or started to sponsor insurgency. It started and grew till when we got Sharia into our constitution. According to Sharia, Muslims will have to be the lords. You will have to submit. I will have to submit. Muslims who don't believe in that violence have to submit. There are rules. So since Sharia came in, insurgency in real time came in because they have the right under Sharia to convert the unbelievers.
Sorry to interrupt you. Pardon me. The aspect of Sharia, the Constitution allows, correct me if I'm wrong, it is in the cases of inheritance, marriage, marital issues, disputes.
Those were the penal courts in which Sardauna had.
Yes.
The Sharia today.
Yes.
Why was Leah Sharibu taken out of so many girls? Hold on. Why was the lady in Sokoto stoned to death? It's Sharia. So there are so many things that have happened which we can refer to, which are Sharia compliant issues. Many things have happened. Why do we have a parallel policing in Kano? It is because of Sharia. So, if you are in Kano, even if you are an Igbo man or whoever, and you want to trade your beer, you go and smash it. If you are lucky to go away alive, that is Sharia. So, sir, anybody who deceives you and said the penal code which we had, which the Sardauna accepted as a means of accommodating the middle belt as then because of the willing commission requirement, is not what we have today. What we have today, adopted by the 12 local government, states in the north, is the true Sharia. And where they want and when they want to implement, they implement. Even states that are not as aggressive. Not long ago, was it about 2 years ago, my governor in Borno went to and said any hotel that they think was a brochure, quote unquote, how do you qualify?
Hey, Carla, welcome. Greetings.
Churches are not allowed spaces in some areas. So what is that? Yes. So what is that? It is Sharia. So you see, we pretend, that is the problem with this concept. We pretend to be running a secular system in the north. It is no more that way. And this insurgency would not be there without Sharia. When we had the penal court, there was no such insurgency. There was no such aggression. There would not be somebody coming with a gun and say, Allahu Akbar, and attack others. It wasn't there. Under the penal code, it was. Under Sharia, it's there. And we cannot deny them. it is for the others to wake up and say, look, if you want to practice this, you have the right based on your religion, but you can't impose it on us. Let's think of a way of coexisting with this. And what is happening, and what is going to happen next. These people will say, let's part ways.
When you made mention to a couple of people who were, lynched, set on fire, and said it was because of Sharia, I was trying to disagree because I know the Sharia process will be, you take the person to face a Sharia panel, and then there will be witnesses called, just more or less like a regular trial court and all of that. But that was not the case. That was what I was trying to correct. It was just mob justice. Yes, maybe influenced by radical clerics. So I don't respond to that. But let's go back to this insecurity. I've had northern leaders. Dr. Aki Baba is a highly respected northern leader, a Muslim, highly respected, intellectual. He attributes the insecurity from the north largely, preponderantly, and I tend to agree with him, to misgovernance, bad governance, from governors, local governments, and all, even the president. Do you disagree with this?
Yes, people in power directs and determines what their people do. So in that regard, you can't disagree with him. No, I said you and I too can disagree with him. Because if those things that initiated the Boko Haram insurgency didn't start from the political circle, allowing them to do what they did, it wouldn't have exploded to where it is now. And that is true, because leadership determines what the followership does. Good, fine and good. Even those who are attributing so many things to Ali Sharif, I look at Ali Sharif as saint compared to some people who came after him. Because though Ali Sharif negotiated with a religious group, which was at dead not Boko Haram, they were a religious group to assist him wrestle power. It was later they became Boko Haram. But how did they become Boko Haram? The same Ali Sharif went after them when they insisted on Sharia. He didn't want to be Sharia compliant at the time. So to that extent, I tell some people, I don't see Ali Sharif as Malimadu Sharif, as the man who started this thing. Yes, he negotiated with these people to assist him to wrestle power, which they did, but he refused to implement Sharia. All the same, he had his own militant group, but nearly all governments also have theirs to ensure that they win election. So, sir, without the constitutional backing which we had in 1999 Constitution, many of these governors in the north will not declare Sharia. That is the truth. Because they believe now with Sharia, rather than the penal code in the Constitution, they can declare Sharia in their states, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can go to court, they will tell you Sharia is in the Constitution, and they have the right to practice their religion. Those then who went to say, yes, in this system, we are allowed to persecute those who don't adhere to Islamic norms, and Christians don't. These things wouldn't be there, sir. So let's be plain and straight. We have reached a stage in this country where you cannot stop these people from practicing their religion. And it has been started in the Constitution. Sharia is there in the Constitution. 73 mentions. You can go and cross-check. There's no mention of Christianity or anything to say that you exist in the first place, in the Constitution. None. You can check people who have gone through the Constitution. So the issue is, how do we navigate away from this source of problem? Because it is already there. It is in the Constitution. And governors who have introduced Sharia, Hizbah, etc., will say that Sharia is in the Constitution and you cannot do anything about it because they are Nigerians. How do we navigate out of that? That is the question.
I'm sure our viewers will struggle, especially northern Muslims, will struggle to agree with you. Because I'll go back to the issue of bad governance, failure of leadership, according to Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed, according to pretty much everybody I've sat with. And I've been on this for years now. Sir, 20 million plus children out of school on the streets. You see them everywhere in the north. Children of school going age on the streets. Those are the ready supply, the recruitment source for all these bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, insurgents. Limit. Do you agree, sir? I agree. There's no primary health care in anywhere, any villages. No primary health care in almost all the places. Look at primary schools. So poverty, sir. Look at poverty. Poverty in the north is like 10 times worse than the rest of Nigeria. I could go on and on, reading out these horrific statistics. So I go back to it. is it fair to just narrow down on the issue of Sharia as the lone causative factor for all these problems?
Thank you. The practice of taking children, handing them over to malams or to these mullahs to train, to travel
Rather than
with
taking
them,
them to school.
listen, to travel with them, blah, blah, is still part of the religious practice. You don't go to my village, you will not see a beggar on the street with a ball in his hand. It's shameful in my tradition to even have someone who is physically challenged, whether even mentally, to see him on the street begging, because in my tradition it's a taboo. You keep your weak and feed them till they die. So, it is the practice in northern Muslim areas, and it is as mentioned, and as we agree, that yes, bad governance has something to do about it. However, let me put it to you. The politicians depend on these clerics for support. They support a person to become a governor. When they get to the seat, how many of them have the balls to now say, you cannot carry children around and travel with them, begging here and then? How many of them? So in that respect, we'll say, yes, bad governance. Then another say, people are producing children who they cannot support. You and if, I don't know whether you are Christian or Muslim, you are confined to have one wife. And how many children you can take care of? In Islam, you can have up to 4 wives. According to the rule, if you can take care of them equitably. Nobody cares about equitably. Produce children, you cannot take care of them, hand them over to the malam, and the malam travels out. They learn menial works, go around Abuja. Who are the nail cutters? Who are the cobblers? It's all this kind of children. Many of them have gone to school, many of them have not. Now, an alternative education has not been provided. Jonathan tried to establish Al-Majiri system schools. Go to those schools. Are they being occupied by Al-Majiris? You will find out Al-Majiris are not there. So, sir, it is not just government. Jonathan tried, but the system resisted. The system resisted. So, if these boys are used as cannon fodder for insurgency, it is not just government, it is the system.
Dr. Bitrus, let's make progress. We all witnessed the horrific atrocities in Mango local government, Bokos local government, Bakinladi local government, where entire villages or communities were wiped out in what many have described as genocidal, including yourself.
Yes.
Yet, we have evidence that those villagers alerted security forces that this was coming, these people are coming.
That's correct.
And yet, security forces, conveniently did not show up before, and while those atrocities were being perpetrated, they didn't show up until after the entire place was decimated. Then they showed. What's going on, sir? How do you explain this?
There's complicity within the security forces. Simple. No, I mean, nothing other than that. You see, the people who sponsor this thing when it started know where they were, the level things have reached, to the extent that they can do something and even protect the aggressors. When General T.Y. said that they are polluting, you remember that there was evidence. Because insurgents who were killed, their telephones were probed, and they were in contact with security officers while they were operating. That is to show we have accomplices within the security forces. And that is why when people are being attacked, some instruction will come from above, whoever it would be, to ensure that these people receive the worst kind of treatment before the security forces would come. That is one. 2, even after the attack, while lamenting, rather than coming to assist in some cases, we have lots of records, the security forces would come if any of their children decides to even fight back, they will be arrested. That is, the victim is now being victimized. This has happened over and over again. So the issue is, the system is already rotten. And thank God, the present government, having received the pressure from the US has allowed the Americans to assist and collaborate with our government to ensure that this thing is halted. But the major work is for you and I to do the needful, rather than chickening out and pretend. Because sometimes when I hear people who know, who even suffered genocidal attacks in the area, saying that there's no genocide, I do laugh. There's genocidal attacks on Christian communities to displace them. In the northwest, there's genocidal attack against Muslim Hausas, indigenous Hausas. The jihad of which started in 1804, took over power. That is traditional institutions. But the land remained in the hands of the Hausas. Today, the Hausas are also being killed and dispossessed of their land. So it has become multifaceted, but all the same. You look at the history, whether at how Islam started, it is the same trend, sir. It has not changed. So with Sharia, we like it or not, that's what will continue to happen, unless it is crushed. Negotiation will not work. Anybody who say non-kinetic, that is the funny terminology I've heard. Somebody who thinks that one, if he kills, and if he dies trying to kill for his faith, he's going above to meet some beautiful facilities beyond what he gets here. It's here, it's in the mind. You can't change him through some non-kinetic something. He is out there to either kill or be killed. If somebody would voluntarily go and blow himself up because he feels he's going to be rewarded, how do you solve the problem through some non-kinetic approach? So the issue is, this thing will not stop unless it is crushed.
Oh, I don't understand the guy behind the video. I don't understand the. Okay.
Morocco, when the Senate was the Senate.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I looked at the high table and I tried to see who did not help in bringing this administration into being. I think all of them did.
Well, honesty.
Well, they are paying the price now. See, for us Christians, they say there is no repentance without penance. So this is the penance they're doing for the government they installed themselves.
Exactly.
I want to appreciate my colleague,
Well said.
the chairman of NNPP, for the wonderful delivery that he did on behalf of all of us Nigerians. I want to ask a basic fundamental question to those who are followers and who are shouting continuation of this administration. What is the problem with transmitting results instantly? Why is it a difficult issue? Unless there is something there that the rest of us don't know. And of course, there must be something. We can see it from FCT election. Again, the second issue is, why do you dabble into political parties' mode of selection of their candidates? What is the problem? Why do you want to be a party to it when you are not? You see, in my place, they say if you are not a member of a dancing group, don't be criticizing those who are dancing, that they are not dancing according to the drum. Leave the political parties, let them select their own people. It is not part of your business. The other issue is the level of thuggery that has been introduced into politics now. It has never been this much. We haven't started campaign, and now you can imagine what will happen when we start campaign. The only reason that APC is desperate is because they're sure they cannot win the next election in a free and fair contest. Well, their desperation won't take them too far. As you heard from the address, we're prepared for the shenanigans that they're coming up with. We will defend our votes and we'll make sure that our votes count. We have learned lessons from FCT election. It's a hard lesson though, but we've learned it the hard way. But I just want to assure Nigerians, position will stand for the truth, we stand for justice, we stand for free, fair, transparent, credible election. I want to thank all of you who have come to grace this occasion and thank my brother, Chairman, and all those who are here today. Before I sit down, let me just caution the administration. Incarcerating opponents or people in opposition will not help their case. I think it is only fair and proper that as Nigerians, they treat us with a lot of caution. They treat us with respect, and they give us the opportunity to be able to stand as opposition in a free, fair society. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Oh.
Even in a free and fair election, even if they say they do the election very free and fair, Peter Obi can never win Tinubu.
Will you shut up your dirty mouth there when you never brush this money? They craze. That's the problem with Nigerians when people make stupid people famous. This is what you get. You know, that's when I saw this guy made that first video when he came out and was saying he's supporting Peter Obi for presidency and Sheriff for governor of the other side. I told some of my friends that this guy has just activated his city boy clause.
Of course.
This is how they all start. You just have to pay attention to how they move. First of all, throw in the format of you're supporting the popular candidate, the people's candidate. Then naturally, what is expected, because they understand that he has created a platform and he's an influential person among stupid people in the country. So therefore, what do? They will definitely jump on him. And that's exactly what has happened. So when I said that person, I was laughing. This is what you get. This is what you get. Peter Obi cannot win Tinubu in the free and fair election. Just imagine what a young Nigerian is saying. And I saw his comments of people asking, oh, now you're talking politics. He said, everybody has to talk politics. I said, like, really? In these past 3 years of this useless government, Gege Abba made one video condemning the incessant kidnapping and killings in the country. The bad economy. You've been quiet. Your Delta State have been a hobnob for kidnapping. In fact, that's how Harrison Gwamishu became popular. Due to the incessant kidnapping in Delta State. The insecurity across the country have not been a problem to you. All the issues that Nigerians have been passing through, none of them have been a problem to you. Electoral reforms that Nigerians were out on the street pressing. No one video of, oh, we support you guys, let's do this. You did not, silence. You felt like you did not say all these things. All you freaking very stupid youths are the problem of this country. That's why this country might never get better. That's why this country might never get better. We have made so many stupid people influential in this country. And Tinubu will use all of them. This is exactly for all the Nigerians that will be looking up to all these non-entities to tell people how you should vote in the next electoral cycle. Remaining Kataefeo and Pella, all those ones still come out for Tinubu. Let me say it on time. Because their voices are to be bought. Their platforms are for money. They will be bought. They will still come out and line behind this nonsense city boy. Because as usual, their belly is their God. Peter Obi cannot win Tinubu the free and fair. Who is, if not mad people in Nigeria, who will vote Bola Tinubu? The worst government in the history of our country. That's what a young person is sitting on his platform. If Peter Obi has not set up structure and all this nonsense, what are you doing? Yes, I can agree and say that yes, there are so many things. The ground game of politics, Peter Obi and the opposition, I criticize them also. But you cannot come out and try and hoodwink Nigerians and come and play like Tinubu will win free and fair election. Even me, I will beat Tinubu in a free and fair election. Me, I will win Tinubu in a free and fair election. Who is Tinubu? A disaster upon Nigeria. The creator of pain, tears, sorrow. Nigerians are running away from our country in droves. Any sensible human being, any sensible youth in Nigeria will be anti-Tinubu if you're not a worshipper of money. But that's exactly what you and your likes are. So I'm not surprised. It is, and I'm happy that I even did it early. I made a comment in your post. I'm very happy you did it early. We have 12 months to the election. So at least you did not wait and disguise. It will be, you know, many of them will be sitting on the fence. Let me tell you how it will be. Many of them sit on the fence. They're probably 6 months to elections. They don't come out. I don't think it is possible, though. Some of them will not even come out and say that anti-P2B. No, they'll just come and sow in seed of doubt in the minds of Nigerians. Because to win political battles, you first win the mind. When you win the mind, you already open up the leeway for these criminals to rig the elections. Tinubu cannot win any election in Nigeria. Free and fair. Win who? How? Who will vote him? The only way they depend on is rigging and buying voices like this man and all your so-called elite class to deceive Nigerians, because I've always said that Nigerians have a leadership problem. We follow people like sheep. We follow people. We don't even care. We don't even care to think for ourselves. So many Nigerians like, where would they in university? They say that Tinubu can win, so therefore Tinubu has no hope. A moron. In a sane society with this kind of people with decadence of moral decadence, will people listen to them? But this is the kind of Nigeria Bola Tinubu wants, where people that have empty values, zero value system, are the people that are influencing the young generation. People like this, young Nigerians will be looking up to these people. People like this, God help this country, though.
On that note, now here I go drop am. Aluta continua. We move. To those that were able to join, thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you on my next one. Bye.